तो अब हम अपना मेंस का क्वेश्चन करेंगे। क्वेश्चन नंबर 22, डिस्कस द जियोफिजिकल कैरेक्टरिस्टिक ऑफ सरकम पैसिफिक जोन। सरकम पैसिफिक जोन है उसकी जियोफिजिकल कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स हमें पता करने की, वो क्या क्या है। ठीक है। हाँ। The circum-Pacific zone is referred to as the Ring of Fires. It is a 4 lakh kilometer horseshoe shaped chain of volcano extending from southern tip of South America along the west coast of North America, east coast of Indian Asian landmass, Japan archipelago, and southern New Zealand. This zone is characterized by frequent occurrence of volcanic eruption and high intensity earthquakes. Circum-Pacific zone क्या हो गया? Referred to as Ring of Fire. It is 4 lakh kilometer horseshoe shaped chain of volcano है जो कि extend है from southern tip of South America along with west coast of North America, east coast of Asian landmass. ठीक है, तो क्या हुआ? साउथ अमेरिका से चालू होते हुए अलोंग southern tip of South America along the west coast of North America, east coast of Asian landmass, and Japan archipelago ये archipelago and southern New Zealand. This zone is characterized by frequent occurrence of volcanic eruptions and high intensity earthquakes. अब इसी कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स क्या क्या है? जोन ऑफ कन्वर्जेंट प्लेट बाउंड्री रिंग ऑफ फायर इज फॉर्म ड्यू टू subduction of denser oceanic tectonic plate margins beneath the lighter continental plate margins. The subduction and subsequent melting and destruction of denser oceanic plate margin gave rise to lava and magma beneath the earth's surface. मतलब ring of fire क्या is formed due to subduction of denser oceanic tectonic plate margins beneath the lighter continental plate margins. जो ये सबडक्शन और बाद में जो इसका मेल्टिंग और डिस्ट्रक्शन ऑफ डेंसर ओशनिक प्लेट मार्जिन जो भी हुआ है वो गेव राइज टू लावा एंड मैग्मा बीनीथ द अर्थ सरफेस। अब ये वॉल्केनिक रीजन है। ऑलमोस्ट 80% ऑफ वर्ल्ड वॉल्केनिक eruptions take place in this region. The region is home to over 450 volcanoes, including three of world four most active volcanoes: Mount St. Helens in USA, Mount Fuji in Japan. Deep focus earthquake. The region is the world's most active seismic region due to seismic energy accumulated deep inside the subduction plate margins. The zone of accumulation of earthquake is also described as Benioff zone. Almost 80% of earthquake of the world and 70% of high intensity earthquake occur in circum-Pacific region. Oceanic trenches. Circum-Pacific zone is also characterized by the process of uh, by the presence of deep oceanic trenches that run parallel to volcanic island arc. These trenches are formed due to convergence, collision, and subduction of denser oceanic plate below the lighter continental plate, जैसे Aleutian Trench, Mariana Trench, Japan Trench, etc. Zone of fold and sea floor spreading. In some region of Ring of Fire, there are occurrence of fold and zones of sea floor spreading. Yeah, the fault are characterized by earthquake, where the zones of sea floor spreading are characterized by volcanic activity, जैसे San Andreas Fault, East Pacific Rise. Ring of Fire is important region for studying the geological and physical aspects of movements and processes forming the landform on Earth's surface. ठीक है, अब इसको एक एक करके समझेंगे इसके। जोन ऑफ कन्वर्जेंस प्लेट बाउंड्री। Ring of Fire is formed due to subduction of denser oceanic tectonic plate margins beneath the lighter continental plate margins. The subduction and subsequent melting and destruction of denser oceanic plate margin give rise to lava and magma beneath the Earth's surface. Volcanic region, almost 80% of volcanic eruption जो होते हैं वर्ल्ड के, वो इस रीजन में होते हैं। The region is home to over 450 volcanoes। 450 volcanoes से ऊपर आ रही है, including three of the world foremost, including three of the world four most active volcanoes: Mount St. Helens and Mount Fuji. Deep focus earthquakes. The region in the region in the world most active seismic region due to seismic energy accumulated deep inside the subduction plate margins. The zone of accumulation of earthquake also described as Benioff zone. Almost 80% of earthquake, 70% of high intensity earthquake occur in this zone. Oceanic trenches. Presence of deep oceanic trenches that run parallel to the volcanic island arcs. The trenches are formed due to convergence, collision, subduction of denser oceanic plate below the lighter continental plate. Alu- Aleutian Trench, Mariana Trench. Zone of faults and sea floor spreading. In some region of Ring of Fire, there are occurrence of fault and zone of sea floor spreading. कुछ region of Ring of Fire में there are occurrence of fault and zone of sea floor spreading. Fault are characterized by earthquake, where the zone of sea floor spreading are characterized by volcanic activities. The fault are characterized by earthquakes, whereas the zone of sea floor spreading are characterized by volcanic activity. Means ठीक है, अब हम इसके नोट्स बनाएंगे एक बार। नोट्स लिखते हैं इसके। क्या था क्वेश्चन? सर्कम इसको ऑल्सो रिंग ऑफ फायर। it is about 4 lakh kilometer horseshoe shaped chain of volcanoes हाँ से southern tip of South America, west coast of North America, east coast of Asian landmass, Japan archipelago, archipelago, Japan archipelago और सदर्न न्यूजीलैंड। ठीक है भाई, यहाँ से होके जाता है भाई। इसमें कैरेक्टराइज्ड बाय frequent frequent occurrence of volcanic eruptions or high intensity earthquakes। ठीक है, अब इसे कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स देखेंगे। ऐसा जोन ऑफ प्लेट बाउंड्री, क्या है? जोन ऑफ कन्वर्जेंट प्लेट बाउंड्री, theorizes subduction of denser plate, denser oceanic tectonic plate beneath lighter continental plate margin। ठीक है भाई, जो सबडक्शन हुआ और मेल्टिंग, destruction of the denser oceanic plate margin gave rise to lava and magma beneath Earth's surface। ठीक है, वॉल्केनिक रीजन भाई, ऑलमोस्ट 80% जो भी वर्ल्ड के वॉल्केनिक इरप्शंस होते हैं इसी रीजन में होते हैं। होम टू 450 वोल्केनोज और 3 मोस्ट एक्टिव, पहले माउंट सेंट हेलेंस इन यूएसए और माउंट फूजी इन जापान। Deep focus earthquake, the region in the world most active seismic region due to seismic energy accumulated deep inside earth, deep inside the subducting plate margin। By zone of accumulation of earthquake described as Benioff zone। ठीक है, ऑलमोस्ट जो भी 80% अर्थक्वेक, 70% जो हाई इंटेंसिटी अर्थक्वेक, हाई इंटेंसिटी के भी जो भी होते हैं वो इसी उसमें रीजन में होते हैं। Oceanic trenches. Deep oceanic trenches and parallel to volcanic island arc. These trenches are formed due to convergence, collision, subduction of वे अभी जो भी denser oceanic plate है below the lighter oceanic continental plate. Aleutian Aleutian Trench, Mariana Trench, Japan Trench. ठीक है. Zone of fault and sea floor spreading. In some region of the ring of fire, there are occurrence of fault and sea floor spreading. Fault are characterized by earthquake, whereas the zone of sea floor spreading are characterized by volcanic activities जैसे San Andreas Fault, East Pacific Rise. Yeah, Ring of Fire important region for study geological and physical aspect of movement and processes forming the landform on the earth surface. मतलब ये important region है to study the geological and physical aspect किस किस के movement and processes forming the landform on earth surface. ये बात पढ़ेंगे फिर इसका आंसर लिखेंगे. भाई सर्कम पैसिफिक जोन क्या है भाई? रिंग ऑफ फायर कहते हैं इसको. 4 लाख किलोमीटर का होर्शू शेप्ड चेन ऑफ वोल्केनोज है जो कि सदर्न टिप ऑफ साउथ अमेरिका से लेकर अलोंग विद द वेस्ट कोस्ट ऑफ नॉर्थ अमेरिका, ठीक है, ईस्ट कोस्ट ऑफ एशियन लैंड मास, जापान आर्किपेलागो पेलागो लिगो, ठीक है, सदर्न न्यूजीलैंड तक होते हैं. ये फ्रीक्वेंट वोल्केनिक इरप्शंस और हाई इंटेंसिटी अर्थक्वेक देखने को मिलते हैं. कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स क्या है? 5 है. जोन ऑफ कन्वर्जेंट प्लेट बाउंड्री. सबसे पहले तो ये कन्वर्जेंट प्लेट बाउंड्री का जोन है. बाय रिंग ऑफ फायर ड्यू टू सबडक्शन ऑफ डेंसर ओशनिक टेक्टोनिक प्लेट मार्जिन बीनीथ द लाइटर कॉन्टिनेंटल प्लेट मार्जिन. सबडक्शन है सब्सिक्वेंट मेल्टिंग एंड डिस्ट्रक्शन जो भी डेंसर ओशनिक प्लेट का हुआ है गिव राइज टू magma एंड लावा बीनीथ द अर्थ सरफेस. ठीक है. वोल्केनिक रीजन है भाई ये. भाई 80% ऑफ वर्ल्ड वोल्केनिक इरप्शन इसी रीजन में होता है. ये होम है पूरे ओवर 450 वोल्केनो का. 3 जो है सबसे मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट वोल्केनो मोस्ट एक्टिव जो वोल्केनोज है जैसे सेंट हेलेन यूएसए, माउंट फुजी जापान में. ये रीजन जो वर्ल्ड मोस्ट एक्टिव सिस्मिक रीजन है ड्यू टू सिस्मिक एनर्जी एक्यूमुलेटेड डीप इनसाइड द. भाई सिस्मिक एक्टिव रीजन है क्योंकि भाई सिस्मिक एक्टिविटीज एक्यूमुलेट होती रहती है नीचे inside subduction plate boundary. Zone of accumulation of earthquake is described as Benioff zone. 80% of world earthquake, 70% high intensity earthquake ये इसी में होते हैं. Oceanic trenches. भाई trenches भी यहाँ पे characterized by present of deep oceanic trenches that run parallel to volcanic island arc. These trenches are formed due to conversion, collision, and subduction of denser oceanic plate below the lighter continental plate. Aleutian जो कि पैरेलल है इसके, ठीक है, फॉर्म ड्यू टू कन्वर्जन कोलिजन सबडक्शन. ठीक है भाई. सब रीजन दे आर occurrence of fault and zones of sea floors and fault are characterized by earthquake whereas the sea floor spreading zones are characterized by volcanic activity. ठीक है. तो अब इसका आंसर लिखेंगे अब हम पहले इसका कुछ. आंसर है सर्कम पैसिफिक जोन also referred as Ring of Fire. It is kilometer horseshoe shaped. Is a four like kilometer horseshoe shaped volcano chain of volcanoes that run from that start from southern tip of South America along with the west coast of North America, east coast of Asian landmass, Japan archipelago, and southern tip of New Zealand. It is characterized by frequent volcanic eruptions and high intensity earthquake. Of geophysical characteristics. पहला zone of convergent plate boundary. It is a zone where the denser oceanic tectonic plate margin subducts below the lighter continental plate margin due to subduction and subsequent melting of the denser oceanic plate margin oceanic plate margin denser oceanic plate margin due to subduction and subsequent there is melting of is rising magma and lava inside the earth surface volcanic eruptions. This zone contains about 80% of the world volcanic eruptions. Mm, The four most active volcano is also present in this region. Example: Mount Saint Helens in USA, Fuji in Japan. High intensity earthquake. It is the region of high seismic activity active region due to energy subduction plate. The region where the gas accumulating is called Banyo zone. ठीक है, Banyo zone कहते हैं इसको. Almost 80% of earthquake and 70% of high intensity earthquake occurs in the circum Pacific belt. यहाँ पर the deep oceanic trenches. This region is characterized by deep oceanic trenches that run along that run parallel along volcanic are inside ocean. It is the region where the oceanic plate subducts below the continental plate. E- Example: Mariana Trench, Japan Trench, etc. This region also have falls and falls are characterized by earthquake and is characterized by volcanic eruptions. Circum Pacific is the reason to study the geological and this of the landform occur on the earth. और इसका आंसर एक बार देख लेंगे. ठीक है भाई, ये तो हो गया। आप करेंगे थोड़ी देर उस ज्योग्राफी के जो भी इंस्टीट्यूट नोट थे वो करेंगे। इसके बाद इसमें कौन कौन सा रह गया, टेंथ सर बताएंगे। मोशन रोटेशन, legend. Fundamental to geographic analysis is the development of a comprehensive and logical framework to establish accurate location of any spot on the Earth's surface. The imaginary grid system is anchored by, the imaginary grid system is anchored by fixed by positioning of poles and equator, which are determined by the Earth's slightly variance from the perfectly spherical shape. In the selection of Greenwich meridian as zero meridian or prime meridian, the following three factors played a role. तीन फैक्टर ने रोल प्ले करा था अपना. Royal Observatory Theatre, Greenwich being already in use as the reference point, the dominance of English Empire, a convenient choice for international dateline. Equatorial plane क्या होता है? Is the imaginary plane which cuts the earth through the middle and divided into two exact half, northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere. Equatorial plane वो होता है. इक्वेटोरियल प्लेन वो इमेजिनरी प्लेन है जो कि कट करता है, cut the earth through the middle and divides it into two exact half, latitude and lines. Latitude is angular distance measured north and south of equator. ठीक है. We can project a line from given point P on the earth's surface to the center of the equator. The angle angle between the line P and C and the equatorial plane C and A is the measure of latitude of the given point P. Latitude varies करता है 0 to 90 डिग्री नॉर्थ और साउथ. पैरेलल एक लाइन है जो कि कनेक्ट करती है ऑल पॉइंट्स ऑफ सेम लैटिट्यूड, मतलब एक ही लैटिट्यूड के सभी पॉइंट्स को करते हैं. इसे कॉल्ड सो एज ऑल लाइंस ऑफ लैटिट्यूड रन पैरेलल टू ईच अदर. It is called so as all line of latitude run parallel to each other. 0 degree parallel is called the equator of the earth. ठीक है, मतलब क्या होता है, पैरेलल वो लाइन होती है कनेक्टिंग ऑल पॉइंट्स ऑफ द सेम लैटिट्यूड, सेम लैटिट्यूड के सारे पॉइंट्स को जो भी कवर करती है लाइन, मतलब एक लैटिट्यूड है उसके सारे पॉइंट्स जो भी कवर करेगी लाइन उसको पैरेलल कहेंगे। लैटिट्यूड क्या होगा, एंगुलर डिस्टेंस है जो कि मेजर करा जाता है नॉर्थ और साउथ ऑफ इक्वेटर। लॉन्गिट्यूड और मेरिडियन, लॉन्गिट्यूड, longitude क्या is the angular distance of placed east to west of the Greenwich meridian। Greenwich meridian से हम एंगुलर डिस्टेंस देखें ईस्ट या वेस्ट का तो उसको लॉन्गिट्यूड कहते हैं। वेरीज करता है 0 to 180 डिग्री ईस्ट और वेस्ट। मेरिडियन is a line connecting all points of the same longitude। Romans used the word meridian to indicate 12 noon local time, the moment of the day when the sun is highest in the sky, shortest shadow moment। ठीक है, मेरिडियन मतलब मेरी सैम है सन हाईएस्ट पोजीशन देन अ डे। ग्रेट सर्कल, एनी प्लेन that is passed through the center of sphere bisects that sphere and create a great circle where it intersects the surface of the sphere। कोई भी प्लेन ऐसा फ्लैट सरफेस जो कि पास थ्रू द सेंटर ऑफ स्फीयर से पास करे और बाइसेक्ट्स करे दैट स्फीयर एंड क्रिएट अ ग्रेट सर्कल वेयर इट intersect the surface of sphere। और एक ग्रेट सर्कल बनाए जहाँ पे वो इंटरसेक्ट करता है द सरफेस ऑफ स्फीयर। A great circle is the largest circle that can be drawn to a sphere. It represents the circumference of the sphere. It is There are infinite great circles for a given sphere. Of all the parallels, equator alone makes a great circle. All other parallels जो भी है make the small circles. Each meridian makes the semi-great circle. ठीक है, सारे मेरिडियन जो भी है वो सेमी ग्रेड सर्कल बनाते हैं। सर्कल ऑफ इल्यूमिनेशन, सन illuminates sun illuminates one half of the earth at any given moment. The edge of the sunlit hemisphere is called the circle of illumination। ठीक है, is a great circle a great circle होता है that divides the earth into light half and dark half। Arc of a great circle joining any two points on the earth's surface is always the arc arc of a great circle joining any two points, always the shortest route between the points। Important latitude, the parallels shown in are important as they help us to understand the distribution of insolation on Earth's surface। The two tropics, जो भी ये दो tropics है, represents क्या करते हैं, the farthest limit of the sun apparent movement in the sky। मतलब ये क्या करते हैं, farthest limit बताते हैं कि sun की apparent movement जो भी होती है in the sky में। The term tropic एक लैटिन वर्ड tropicus से आया है जिसका मतलब होता है टर्न। By tropic we refer to the parallel from where the sun appears to take a turn, मतलब जहाँ से sun ने अपना उल्टा मुड़ गया। Two tropic are the farthest limit of the sun vertical rays, मतलब farthest limit है किसकी sun की vertical rays की. The term solstice refers to the sun reaching farthest in the given hemisphere. Refers to the sun reaching the farthest in the given hemisphere. The term equinox refers to 2 days of Earth when the sun is overhead of equator and all places of Earth have equal day and night. As the Earth goes around the sun year time, as the Earth goes around the sun year time, the relationship between the two keep changing. Seasonality is the consequence of this changing relationship. Seasonality get manifested by changing length of the day. ठीक है. The length of the day depend on the fact that how circle of illumination cut our earth in two exact half. The circle of illumination being a great circle always cuts the earth into two exact half, but it does so differently at different times. Does differently at different time of the earth. Equator is the only parallel which gets cut evenly throughout the year and has a result uh, has 12 hours of a day and night throughout the year. All other parallels get cut unevenly throughout the year, except on 2 days equinoxes. The seasonal variation in the length of day is zero at equinox. It increases as we go higher in latitude. दो रिजल्ट निकल के आते हैं इसके. Higher the latitude, longer the summer day. Higher the latitude, shorter is winter day. ठीक है, तो ये हो गया हमारा पूरा